If you're working a 9 to 5, juggling your kids, and still feel broke and burnout, this is for you. I want to talk to you about something that most people won't say out loud or admit. You know, the 9 to 5 was not built for moms like us. Let me walk you through a day that might feel familiar. You're waking up early, you're trying to get the kids out to school or daycare, you're up before the sun, rushing to get dressed, getting the kids out the door, skipping breakfast half the time. Maybe you're grabbing a banana or a bar like I do. You're driving through traffic, clocking in, answering emails, trying to get everything done in one day, dealing with your boss and coworkers. Then you're racing home to get time with your kids. Maybe you have to cook the meal and get dinner on the table after you pick the kids up from daycare, and then you get to do it all again tomorrow. During the school year, you barely have time to help with the homework. You're snapping at them more than you want to because you're exhausted, you're tired, you've been running on this hamster wheel for how long? Maybe you're checking your bank account while you're at work or on the way and thinking, how am I going to get through the week? How are we going to pay the bills? Trying to keep up. You're feeling behind. Maybe you've done network marketing or DoorDash or Watch Dogs or gotten a second job like I have. I did all of those. I've tried everything. I constantly am looking for ways because I know now that it's not about working harder, it's about working smarter. And now that I found a digital marketing program to work in between jobs, but only 2 hours a day, and learn what I'm learning to have your business on autopilot so that it's out there working for you 24/7 and it's rejection free, you earn 100% profit of an already done for you system. To me, this was a no-brainer. And now I get to help moms have amazing weeks. I had my first $1,800 week and I could not believe it. I knew I was onto something, and I am just thankful. I am here to help you because I want to help that mom that's on her knees praying for something different, knowing there's a better way. But when you think about changing, when you think about doing something different, I know there's that fear that kicks in. You're at the point where you know you've got to do something different and you're considering all the options. Again, maybe you've tried multiple things, but you're open to something. You're open to, and you have that hope, that excitement. I am here for you, and I promise you there's a better way. You know, this is a real step-by-step system where you can work just 2 hours a day, and we teach you everything, honestly, from home, and build an online income. You don't need a huge following. You don't need tech skills. And honestly, it's not about, again, trading time for money. It's about having the system out there that works for you so that you're not having to log in and clock in and ask a boss when you can do this, right? The goal of this is to then not only supplement your income, but eventually take over, because you are changing the legacy of your family. And I promise you it's possible because there's so many moms out there doing it. I'm going to show you a couple testimonies here. Imagine making an income while you are relaxing and sitting on your deck, or when you're relaxing on the pool. This is true financial and time freedom, you guys. This is how you get your time back to be with those that you love. This is not about overnight success, right? Some people have their first sale. I had my first sale within 10 days. Super grateful. It really depends on where you're going to show up, whether it's on Facebook where people already know, like, and trust you, or on TikTok if you start a brand new account. It will just take some time to get that algorithm going. So it's not about get rich quick. I promise you. There are people, my friend made, I think it was like $12,000, you guys, in 10 days. Now, she had a warm market. She had a lot of people she knew that knew her from coaching. So, you know, that may not be where you're starting from. But when you learn to automate, and when you are able to make 100% profit of an already done for you proven blueprint that works, imagine what that would be like. Imagine just out with your kids, walking your dog, sitting by the pool, and imagine seeing on your phone $900 come in just like that. Imagine waking up from a long day, it's a Monday morning, and you're not wanting to go to work, but $900 comes in. Imagine how that would change your life. And what if that happens every week? You know, doing the math, $3,600 a month. Imagine so many people are making, what, $15, $20 an hour. And we work and we work and we work 40 hours a week. 40 times $20 an hour, you guys. That is $800 a week. And that's before taxes. So again, do the math. Imagine what this could do for you. Even if you're just building this on the side. The value, this is something you will not regret. Let's compare side by side, right? So a 9 to 5, sometimes you are literally clocking in, right? You have certain hours of the day, you need to show up, you need to be there, you need to be on time, and you are clocking in. You have that commute, you have the stress, you have to wake up and take a shower and get dressed, right? You have 100% taxed paycheck. Your boss decides your time, right? So imagine not having to ask your boss if you can go to your kid's soccer game or if you can take time off. Imagine burnout and the guilt, right? I remember dropping my son off at daycare. He was only 5 years old, but he mouthed the words, "I hate you." And I swear, ever since then, I have had that deep desire and that guilt of dropping my kids off at daycare and missing out. And I don't want that for you moms. I really don't. But imagine this, again, this freedom blueprint that you can be building at the same time. Continue working your 9 to 5, but fit inside the nooks and crannies of your time. That's the cool thing. You get to choose your schedule. You choose when you work. You can work from anywhere. You can work from your phone. You can work from your job. You can work from your car. You can work by the side of the pool or while your kids are running around at the park or at your kids' soccer game. 100% profit is directly to you. I've done network marketing. You're earning a percentage, 20 to 25%, 100%. All it takes, you guys, is one $900 sale, one person. And again, we teach you the skills and strategies to attract that perfect person and get that messaging out there. You build systems that run for you. Again, you have a website just like this, and you are collecting emails and then email addresses, and the automated system, the emails go out for you, right? That is what true freedom is. You think someone at Amazon or Shein or whatever other email list you're on is sitting there pressing send every time you get an email? No, it's automated. And you see those emails and you purchase and you buy when you're ready, right? It's that simple. And you have this sense of peace and purpose, right? Again, as a full-time working mom, my kids got to a certain age, 7, 8, 9, 10. I was like, what am I doing here? Who am I? What am I doing here besides a mom? And I know there's other moms out there like me. We have that, we take care of our kids. They get to a certain age. They were out playing with their friends. And I'm like, who am I? What do I want? When's the last time I did something I wanted to do? Read a book, go for a walk, right? Take care of myself, go get a pedicure or a massage. Building this system, this business is such a passion of mine. And I feel like I found my purpose in helping other moms do the same, because I've been there. I've been on my knees praying, and I know there's so many moms out there. So what keeps you stuck, right? The 9 to 5, you're stuck in that 9 to 5. The other one sets you free. The question is, what do you want to wake up to a year from now? And what is it costing you to not start today? Imagine how different your life can be a month from now, 2 months from now, a year from now. I know it's scary to try something new, especially when you're overwhelmed or you're questioning yourself or you have fear or doubt or you think, gosh, this could be a scam. You're right. It's okay to be skeptical. It's okay to ask the questions. But again, sometimes that fear holds us back. And you don't have to do it alone. Not only do we have a community of almost 54,000 people online, monthly calls, weekly calls, tech calls, mindset calls, legacy builder calls, social media training, mindset. Did I already say that? You are literally just one decision away, right? You can start small, watch the trainings, get inside. I promise you can do this, and I'm here to help you along the way. Just click the link below. You can go to believeindailypay.com. I would love to serve you. I would love to help you. I'll show you the exact steps I took, and I'm on the path to replace my income and work just 2 hours a day and help you build a life that actually works for you and your family, not against. You don't have to choose between being a good mom and making good money. You can do both. You just need a better system and someone who's already walked the road. Let's do this together. I'm cheering for you. I'm super excited. Again, just drop me a note. I would love to hear what thoughts you're having. What's holding you back? How can I help you? To get started today, to take a look at the free blueprint, go ahead and comment ready below or go to believeindailypay.com. I'm happy to jump on a call with you, but I want to help you. I'm going to leave this with Ashley's testimony. She's a mom. I love her story. and you probably can relate because, again, missing holidays with your kids is not something anybody wants to do.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited. I'm so thankful and blessed. So I am Ashley. I'm a mama. I'm married. I've got 3 kids under the age of 5. I am busy, and I have been in healthcare for 15 years. I've always been super like independent and career driven and always all about like wanting to level up, climb that ladder. And then I had kids and everything changed. I was like, how am I supposed to leave this teeny tiny little baby at the daycare or the sitters? But I didn't know that there was an option. So I just kept doing it. I did that with baby number 1 and baby number 2. And then I had baby number 3, and I had so much anxiety and guilt. And I was like, I cannot do this anymore. So kind of the final straw for me was after baby number 3 was born, my son, he had a procedure that he needed done that insurance didn't cover, and I didn't have the money for it. And I had to ask to borrow money. And I said, like, right then and there, never again. Like, I never want to be in this position. It felt awful, just not being able to provide for my kids. So, at the time I was working 12-hour shifts, and I just didn't understand why. I was busting my butt. I was doing the overtime, but we were still drowning in debt. I was still drowning in all that mom guilt. So I was like, something's got to give. And I saw it all over the place. And I was like, why not me? Like, why not? So I kind of just had to get out of my own way because I wanted more for us. When I was looking for a side gig, I've tried so many different things. I've tried different makeup and health and wellness. And I had my own boutique for a while. And I call those like, they were kind of like a Band-Aid. Like, it did help. It brought in some extra income, but it pulled me away from my kids even more. Mm-hmm. So when I first heard about this, honestly, I thought digital marketing or anything in this space was super time consuming. And I already was stretched thin. That was like the one thing I didn't want to sacrifice more of was my time. So I heard, everybody talks about a 2-hour workday, but to me, like, the most beautiful part about that 2-hour workday is I can split it up. Mm-hmm. And I do. Like, I listen to our daily video while I'm doing the breakfast dishes after I get my girls out the door for school. And then I make a piece of content in the school pickup line while I'm waiting for my girls to be released, because the baby's usually content in the car seat. And then I go live during nap time. So I'm able to break this up and put it in the pockets of my day. Like, while being myself, like, sometimes I do it with a baby on my hip and peanut butter on my shirt, and the toys and the noise and chaos and everything, because that's just me, and it works for that. Oh my gosh, so much. Honestly, I didn't realize like how stressed I was, but looking back, I feel like the person that I was, stress was like probably radiating off of me. Like, somebody would stand next to me and be like, oh, like, she's a mess. But I just now, like, it turns out like I wasn't a bad mom. I was just burnt out, like, I was so overwhelmed. I was constantly nagging at my husband. I was snapping at my kids because I was stretching myself too thin. And so when I like took control of that and figured out like my time is valuable and I can use it better, I've been able to be that mom that like my kids can play with Play-Doh now, and I'm not sitting there with an eye twitch, like they can have loud dance parties and I'm not just like, okay, is it over? They get to just be kids being kids. Mm-hmm. And I'm not nagging my husband for spending money at lunch that we don't have. And so, yeah, absolutely. The stress, the peace of mind, like the ability to just breathe is something that I, first of all, didn't even realize how much I was lacking it until I'm getting to experience it. And I'm like, man, I don't know how I went so long without it. I don't want to do it
again. Yeah, that's a really good point. So why the Legacy Builders program?
Oh man, I needed something. Like I said, I spent 15 years in healthcare. I did like a little bit of everything, but always in healthcare. So anything digital marketing, anything like in this space felt scary. Like, it was a brand new world. So I needed something that was going to give it to me like in bite-sized pieces, that wasn't going to feel overwhelming, that was going to give me support that I needed. So there's a couple reasons. I love like the coaching that we get throughout the week, but even more than that, like I love the daily videos. I know I touched on that a little bit, but just having them, like I said, in the bite-sized pieces, it makes it so much more manageable for me. And then of course, like I'm not good at tech. Like my daughter runs the TV remote better than I do. I am so bad. So the fact that we have like tech support, I was like, okay, that I can do that. And it just felt, it felt right. I felt aligned with it. I could see the biggest thing is I could see the value in it. I wasn't, people say you buy a course to sell a course, and this is like truly more than that. There's so much value in it that I don't ever like. It's crazy when somebody purchases this from me. I just know like now the sky's the limits for them, and I can't wait to see what they do with it. And I know that for me too, but there's so much value packed in this that I was like, dang, this is definitely more than a course.
Uh-oh.
I honestly was like overwhelmed with how incredible it is. Cause like I said, I've done like networks before, network marketing. I've done MLMs. And of course you get like support from your people, your team in that, but it felt like support for a reason, because when you make money, your upline makes money, and then their upline. And when you rank up, and the CEO and the founder and everybody else above you is like earning off of your effort. So the fact that in our community, it's not like that. The people that are pouring into each other in there are simply just pouring into each other because they're like genuine people, there's no like ulterior motives. They're not expecting anything out of it. And I just love, honestly, I was surprised. Like there's people in the community that I've never met, right, in real life, other than through the community. And we talk every single day. And like, I found so many friendships and support outside of a business, it's touched like my life in that